Pity the poor, puny human. So if there's one thing that I've learned over my experience in my life, is that people need help. Human beings need help, right? Because a lot of times it's really difficult for us to do things on our own. We need all sorts of support to help us do what we want to do. Let me backtrack a little bit. So let me ask you, you who are watching this video or listening to this podcast, are you happy with yourself? Are you happy with your life? Are you okay with where you are in life? Probably a number of you will say, yeah, I'm okay. But probably a much larger of you will say, well, I am kind of happy. I'm sort of happy, but there's plenty of things that I could do to improve myself. Whether it's losing weight, quitting smoking, quitting drinking, there's a myriad of things that some of us, many of us, would like to do to improve ourselves. We want to be better people, or we want to be better versions of ourselves. We want to be thinner versions of ourselves, or we want to be versions of ourselves that don't drink so much or don't have terrible hangovers. We want to improve ourselves. We have ambitions on being better people, better versions of ourselves. And the thing is, a lot of us attempt to do something like that, attempt to change ourselves using sheer willpower. We'll say, oh yeah, on Monday morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to have a healthy breakfast and I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And almost all of us fail. I mean, look at the whole thing with New Year's resolutions and gyms, right? I mean, people make New Year's resolutions all the time. I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to eat healthy, blah, blah, blah. By the time February, March rolls around, okay, they're not in the gym. They're sitting around eating a pizza, watching Netflix, right? This is what happens. We make all these promises and then we don't follow through. And that's why I was saying before, it's like we're puny humans. It's really hard for us to change, even though we have a huge desire. Some of us may have a huge desire to make huge changes in our lives. And it's tough for us to do it. It's really, really difficult. So a couple of things drive us to change. So you could have, if you have like a major incident in your life, if something huge happens in your life, something that really affects you on the deep emotional level. Say you have a heart attack, or say you have a family member who dies in a car crash or something like that. Say you have a family member who dies in a car crash after being drunk or something like that. That could be a huge wake-up call. It sort of bangs into your head, especially if it's a negative stimulus. The negative stimulus bangs into your head and go, oh my God, I might be dead. My family's dead. I could die. That drives people to change. It forces people to change. But in the absence of something like that, how do we help people change? How do we help people become better people? Well, they need support. They need help. They need somebody to be able to say to them when they're in their darkest hour, or when they're just about to eat that extra slice of pizza, which they shouldn't be doing, or sit on the couch for another episode of that show that they shouldn't be doing. These are things that we know in our head that we shouldn't be doing if we want to reach our goals. So we need help. We need help, damn it. And a lot of these self-help manuals and books and things like that try and help you, because that's another huge industry. Look at the size of the self-help business. When you go into a bookstore or you look online and you look at all the self-help books to try and help people to change themselves, there's another good example of how many people who are out there who are attempting to change themselves to be better human beings. There's lots of us in lots of different areas. So the market is huge, and there's lots of people who need help. So in some of these books, they say, enlist your friends, enlist your family, have your family help you stay true to the course. Now, the problem is that, and I mentioned this before in an earlier show, is that what we're trying to do when we become better humans or better versions of ourselves is that we're actually trying to change, right? And if we lived on our own in some deserted location, like a hermit, It would be easy for us to change. We could wake up tomorrow morning and say, we're Barbie. We could be anybody we wanted to, because there's nobody else we need to impress. There's nobody else we need to be ourselves for. We just need to be ourselves for ourselves. So we want to wake up one day and be a completely different person. We can. We can absolutely do that. Until you put us in a social situation. Until you put us in a place where we're surrounded by friends and family. And these friends and family expect you to be the same as you were yesterday. You can't wake up tomorrow morning and suddenly say that you're Barbie, because everyone will look at you and go, you're not Barbie. What are you talking about? You're not Barbie at all. I knew you as whoever. You're not Barbie. Sorry. So these people will continually try and keep you from your actual goal. So if you had a desire, an ambition to be Barbie, if you were living on your own, you could be Barbie anytime you wanted to. But if you were living with other people who know you as you are, they're going to resist the change because they expect you to be what you are. So this is where AI comes in. AI can help you, can be that system. So we all need support systems. But the problem with support systems in friends and family is that those friends and family don't really want you to change. They like you the way you are. They expect you to be the way you are. It's kind of like when you work in a large organization. Say you work in a big company, and they see you as the guy who fixes this thing. He's the guy who fixes this thing. Every time this thing breaks, let's call the guy who fixes the thing. And then you apply for a job, you apply for a promotion where you're taken out of the role of being the guy who fixes this thing. You think you're going to get that promotion? No, because you're the guy who fixes the thing. You have just made yourself the guy who fixes the thing. And being the guy who fixes this thing is more valuable to the organization than it is for you to become the boss of the guy who fixes the thing. If you see what I'm saying. So the systems around us are designed to keep us from changing, which is where AI comes in. AI can help us to build systems around us which will help us change. So instead of talking to your family and friends saying, I want to change, and they might say on the outside that they want to help you change, internally they really don't, because they don't like change. Human beings don't like change. That's another one of those instinctual things that we have. So how do you get around this? Well, you use AI. You use AI to create plans for you. You use AI to create systems for you. You talk to AI like a friend. You tell it, this is what I want you to help me with. And it will take your instructions and help you with it. See, I envision a day when you can actually say to your AI, listen AI, and it's going to be a personal AI. It won't be an AI connected to Alexa or Amazon or Grok or ChatGPT or Claude or any of those other big AIs. It'll be a personal AI that's tuned specifically to you. And this personal AI, will you tell the personal AI, hey, personal AI, I really want to lose 20 pounds between now and June. And it'll say, okay, so you want me to recommend things that you need to do in order to lose weight between now and June? Absolutely, please. You can do meal plans, you can do exercise plans, and then in the future, it can actually communicate with the world around you to modify the world around you to make sure that you're going to meet your goals. So for example, when you pick an Uber to get to that meeting, instead of it dropping you at the door, it drops you 2 miles away in plenty of time to get there. So you have to walk. Or the elevator doors won't open, and it'll tell you to take the stairs. The world around us will change to help us to meet our goals. We need systems. As human beings, we need systems to help us change. And to get these systems to help us change, we need AI to step in. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.